Hi friends, it's Suzanne Lynch and thanks for watching this video. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about transformation because that is what I've seen when people begin to come on in and work with me and commit to my program. It's called Nourish Your Vitality, and it's a year-long program. So often a very common problem that I've been working with people with is sleep. They're either having trouble going to sleep, they're not getting deep sleep, like the quality of their sleep isn't very good, or they're waking up in the night, and you know, the big deal about sleep is that when it's not happening, all aspects, like all aspects of your health are affected, and your life. So perhaps someone really wasn't getting any promotions at work because they weren't showing up with much energy, or gaining weight because when you don't get enough sleep, often there's weight gain. Perhaps their relationships were suffering because they really weren't their best self with their family when they weren't able to get sleep. So that I was looking at this testimonial here, from someone. I'm going to call her Karen. She said, "I wanted you to know I slept through the night last night for the fourth time in my life, and it's also my fourth night of decent sleep in a row. I feel great today, and I'm getting very serious about this program." So over and over again, I've heard stories like that, stories where people go from having a real struggle with sleep and weight, and maybe even anxiety, and all of it is kind of wrapped up together. The problem is, we begin to solve these things step by step, with the help of me and the group, and there's never any shame or deprivation. And often I find the biggest learning comes really when we mess up, when we go back to that old pattern that maybe we actually still kind of love so much, and we're up till 2 in the morning. And then we start to feel how we feel the next day. So when we're in our 20s and we have a lot of extra life force, we can go out of balance quite a bit. Like we have reserves, but as we get older, it starts to have a real impact on our health. As we're Homo sapiens, we're primates. We evolved over millions and millions of years to fall asleep, at night. We're awake during the day. Like my cat, she hunts at night. But humans were evolved over millions and millions of years to sleep at night. And when we start getting back into it's like a really supportive rhythm with the earth, we begin, it's like we get into sync and we get much more energy. So I just wanted to, I've got some notes here. So what is it like, or what would you expect if you were going to be in my program? Well, the way we work, the program is we're on Zoom, so we have 2 live calls a month. The whole group can often be on the calls, and if you can't make it, the calls are recorded. Right now, the way the format is, I'm covering a habit a month right now, and giving people time to actually live that habit out in their life. And I usually work through them in a very specific way, actually going from the most important to the least important. So I want to really bring forward habits that are going to give you the most bang for your buck. So, and then we have a coaching call where you can bring your difficulties and your failures and your, the ways things just aren't working for you. And we can together, often there's a lot of wisdom on the call, not just, from me, but from other people. Other people have maybe, one of the things I teach is that, we should eat 2 or 3 meals a day. Snacking is not going to be optimal for your digestion. So perhaps other people on the call know how to do that, or they have strategies that they use. And so everybody helps one another. And people have told me that, it's like, the great thing about this program are the other people in it, that they are an amazing group of people, and everybody supports everybody else so harmoniously. So anyway, so that's one thing to expect. We have calls. Then we do have a monthly half-day workshop. And the half-day workshop is either at a yoga studio or a get-together somewhere. We often meet at my house. We do cooking. We have long lunches. And I've spent so much time in Italy. I learned a lot about eating, a lot about just, having a fabulous time at a meal. So often I prep food in advance, and people, it's like, that is transformative, you guys. Just having lunch together is transformative. So in the morning we might do some yoga or a walk or some inquiry work. Maybe we'll work on a particular habit, or maybe we'll dive into some meditation. So the format varies. Lately though, we've been having lunch, and that's been really lovely. And then so that's happening pretty much on a monthly basis. If you're not local, if you're not in Saratoga, I would say it's worth coming here. But if you are not here, I'm creating recordings and digital, like maybe a webinar of the material that I cover. I can't, send you lunch over the internet, but like it might work out, even if you had to travel a distance, that you could come every other month or something for that workshop. I've had people take the program who have actually been in the EU, all over the country. So obviously, you don't have to be local, but that is a real advantage. And getting together in the same room is always profoundly excellent for everybody. So the other component that I've built into this program, as it's like this amazing bonus really, is 2 3-day retreats. So there's one in November and there's one in April in this upcoming. And of course, they're optional, they're included. You don't have to come, and people have gotten amazing results without ever coming to the retreats. But the retreats are fabulous because the structure I'm providing, like, there's a certain amount of grounding, and you get comfortable with the calls and the workshops. But when we get together in the retreat, there's a much more transformative effect that happens. So I would really recommend people, it's absolutely worth traveling to Saratoga for these retreats. It's like we do a lot of decompression, a lot of relaxing, a lot of yoga, and we really, it's like we really dive into meditation during that time too, and the group really makes always a big shift when I teach those retreats. So those are really important. So that's really like what to expect. I give specific actions that I want you to try to work on during the week. And the habits are very simple that I work with. Like the first one is earlier, lighter dinner. That what I want to do is create more time and more energy for you. So if you're eating late, you're going to get to bed late, you're not going to digest very well, you might even have very restless sleep. So if we can just move dinner up a little bit, you're going to have a lighter dinner. You're going to have some fun after dinner. So a lot of what I teach is, it's really about fun and rest. Okay, so you're going to have some fun after dinner. You're going to go to bed a little bit earlier, and you're going to begin to get the deep, restful sleep that you really need. So second habit is early to bed. So, and you guys, if you're going to bed at 2, it's okay. We don't move your bedtime till 10 o'clock. We might move it till 1:45. Could you go to bed 15 minutes earlier? So always, always, always small steps. And I use a lot of behavioral strategies, so behavioral health medicine. So it's like, we do a lot of like habit stacking. We learn strategies to make an earlier, lighter dinner easier. There's tons of troubleshooting, and tons of help. So let's see, you guys, what to expect in my program. So anyways, people they come in struggling, and they come in not really, believing there's any other way to live. And what I see is that they begin, to solve their sleep problem, or their weight problem, or their cholesterol problem, or, it's just a huge range of programs. The reflux problem. What else? I've had people who have been gripping their jaw so hard that they're breaking their jaw. That has resolved. Just like a host, blood sugar issues, a host of problems I have seen once we start working with habits and working together. And yes, we cover challenging terrain. We absolutely do, but we do it with a lot of self-compassion and a lot of love and a lot of support. So, if you're really ready to stop struggling, if you would like some help, sustainable change takes time, this stuff, it's hard to do, and maybe impossible to do without help. So I hope this gave you a little bit more information about what the Nourish Your Vitality program is like. And I'm so glad that you watched this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.